Hey everyone, it's Wake Angel 2001. Sorry that this vlog is a little late. I was out doing stuff on Saturday and actually recorded this episode and then watched it afterwards. And then yesterday, I had family over and couldn't record it then either. But today, it's time. Now, to make sure that I don't forget any details, as soon as I finished watching the episode, I wrote down a basic script for myself so that I would remember. So if you see me looking over to the side, it's because I'm reading that. Alright, so, yeah, so last week's episode, the one with the Styx and Badgerville and all that, at the time, I didn't actually come down it as hard as I should have, because although I didn't actively really dislike it too much, because it was still Styx focused, and the way Styx and Amy acted kind of saved it for me, gotta admit, it's still pretty much the low point of the series. It was, objectively speaking, a pretty bad episode. It made me hate the entire cast of secondary characters, and you know, Sonic and the guys never really had a chance to do anything positive that whole episode, if you think about it. It was all Styx and Amy. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles just kind of stood around. I mean, they didn't do anything to hurt Styx, but they didn't do anything to help her either. So, that means that this episode actually needs to work a lot harder to build up they have an uphill battle to make us like everybody. So, there's an episode that focuses on Dave the Intern. Right. This is Robot Employees. The episode starts with Eggman ordering a chili dog from Dave the Intern, and he gets a hamburger instead. So, of course, this means that Eggman must swear vengeance. I mean, he initiated a robot attack because he got a chili dog without enough relish before, so, yeah. He's about to call a robot army to attack Madburger when Sonic walks up and says that they're not going to allow that. So Eggman decides to instead approach the owner of Madburger and suggest leasing out some of his robot staff that will be super efficient and make sure all the orders are correct. So we get the robots, and you know what? I like the robot designs here. They're really cute. They have like this unicycle thing, and their red hats. Plus their overall aesthetic, it kind of looks like a serving robot from WALL-E. They're polite, they provide excellent service, they get the orders right. But Dave says that there's a human element that they can't get. The funny thing is, he says that the robots can't provide a certain human element, and he says, and as soon as he says that, someone asks him for something, he says, "I'm on my break," and then the robot gives an Atkins. Yeah, way to go, Dave. Way to miss an opportunity. All right, so they have a competition, and Soar commentates that he's covering it in the news because it's an extremely slow news day. It must be because Dr. Eggman hasn't attacked anybody yet. We see a competition like the score difference implies that the competition went on for a lot longer than it did, but we just see a few events like Dave tries to out-mop them. They can just do everything better than Dave is what they're trying to get at. After being fired because he lost the competition, Dave approaches the Lightning Bolt Society, and they're going to swear vengeance of their own, and they're going to ruckus up the place. But it turns out that the owner of Madburger, to celebrate the new efficient staff, is having a huge party where they're giving away a bunch of free cheeseburgers. And all the members of the Lightning Bolt Society see the free cheeseburgers and are like, "Hey, cancel the plan! Free cheeseburgers!" Except for the monkey guy, who says, the old man monkey, who's like, "I'm lactose intolerant. And I don't like Golgobas much either." Okay, old man monkey, you've won me back. I also dislike the Golgobas. All right. So far everything's coming up for having me like it, right? We got the Return to the Lightning Bolt Society. We got these really cool robots. We got all this stuff. Okay. All right. So Styx is the only one who decides not to go to the free burger party because she's that anti-robot. Um, Under some circumstances, I'd say she's being a little bit racist, but these are Eggman robots, so yeah, it seems kind of logical. I mean, this would kind of be like if in the world of the comic book or the Saturday morning cartoon, like Dr. Eggman leased out a bunch of SWAT bots to go to play to serve. Like, you know what? This actually is from the video games. In Sonic Battle on the Game Boy Advance, Dr. Robotnik, well, Eggman, he leased out a bunch of his E100 robots as security robos, which you encounter in some of the storylines in that game. So, yeah, Dr. Eggman leasing out robots to other companies for non-nefarious purposes is actually a thing that he does. And it leads you to wonder why anybody would ever trust him to do that. Alright, so everyone's having a good time at the party until Eggman reveals that this has all been a long game gambit. Because you see, he never forgave them for screwing up his order, so he flips a switch, and all the serve bots turn into battle robots about to attack the people. Yep, this was all about getting revenge for a screwed up order. Because Eggman is powerfully spiteful. Let's see, what happened there? Yeah, he traps everybody behind a big force field bubble, like he did in an earlier episode, except this time, he made sure that it extended underground as well, so Knuckles can't dig under it. So Sonic and everybody inside the bubble manages to disable the robots, but they can't break the force field. And so Tails knows that the only person who's outside the force field that can help is Styx. So he calls her, tells her that Dr. Eggman betrayed them and they're all trapped and being attacked by the robot. And Styx, she does her "I told you so" dance, which is adorable. Somebody has got to gift that dance. That dance needs to be gifted. I would totally use it as a user icon. Styx's "I told you so" victory dance. So he tells her to get some stuff from the workshop. Of course, she lives in a burrow in the woods, so barely understanding what the hell Eggman is talking about, Tails is talking about, she just takes a bunch of stuff and dumps it into a wheelbarrow and takes it to the restaurant. But by the time she gets there, Dr. Eggman has made the restaurant shoot up into the sky using rocket boosters. Apparently, I guess he figured if the robots can destroy everything, he would just take the entire restaurant out. Let's see. So, here's the problem then. We need Styx to come and save the restaurant, but they have to use Tails' plane to get there, so they need someone to fly the plane. And the only other person left in town is Dave the intern. I mean, they show, Tails is really the only guy there, because, Dave is the only guy there, because Eggman, now that he's alone, he goes to shop for pants, because there's no lines or anything, but, since everyone was at the restaurant, there's no one to help him find a pair of pants of his size. Oh, double-edged sword of vengeance! So Dave and Styx have a rapport, and she's able to convince him by using his spite. And you know what? Dave is actually reasonably helpful. He can fly the plane. He almost crashes it and gets snippy when she says to keep his hands on the controls. And when Styx gets nervous and can't figure something out, he actually offers encouraging words and advice. Dave is surprisingly helpful here, and competent at that. Plus, when they're on the plane, they put on these really cool high-altitude helmets that kind of look like the spacesuit helmets, and I'm wondering, when am I going to get toys of those? I mean, we get a totally new figure of Knuckles just to accommodate a different arm pose, but an actual variant I would want to get, like Sticks wearing a space helmet, we can't get that. Come on. It's not like you're gonna lose money making steel molds, because I know you had to make new molds for this arm. So I know, like, instead of making new molds for the arm, make new molds for the head. You know? I'm sorry, I woke up like 20 minutes ago and I'm a little bit manic. I just wanted to get this out of the way before I had to go to work. Alright, so working together, Sticks, and being guided over the phone by Tails, Sticks is able to disable the force field, and everybody jumps out using the tablecloths as parachutes, because like they disable to prevent the rocket from going all the way up into space. They disabled some of the boosters, but then the remaining boosters started to struggle, and the restaurant was going to fall. So the restaurant falls, and Sonic's friends jump onto the plane in an exciting rescue. Dave kind of hits the plane on the ground, but it's soft enough that everybody survives. And the restaurant falls perfectly back into its own footprint without even damaging. Like, they built that thing up to some pretty good codes considering how lousy a restaurant it was. And Eggman, who is sunbathing in the crater, barely managed to get out of the way in time. I know that they do slapstick on the show occasionally, but I don't think they do the Wile E. Coyote slapstick where you be flattened by a giant boulder and then come out like an accordion afterwards. Now, I'm pretty sure if Eggman got smushed by a giant restaurant, he'd be Wicked Witched. Yeah, he'd be the Wicked Witch of the East in that case, I guess. I forget which Wicked Witch got crushed by the house in Oz. Alice in Wonderland. Alright, so in the cooldown, they're back in the restaurant, and Dave, for his actual heroics, gets promoted to manager. Hey, this is character development, growth. We now have Dave the manager. Although Amy mentions that it's kind of just a token title because the restaurant doesn't have any employees to manage, until Tails mentions that he was able to repair and reprogram one of the serve bots. So the serve bot brings Eggman a salad, who complains that he asked for a chili dog, and then the robot says that it's on break. So the robot screws up orders and condescends to people, just like Dave would have. Alright, this is another one of those episodes where Dr. Eggman could have succeeded by leaving well enough alone. Like he got his better service at the restaurant. Leasing out those robots probably would have netted him a tidy profit. And it's like when he managed to take over the village legally through an election in last week's episode. Like, he could have he could have had legitimate power, and maybe he could have done some public works if but nope, like tear down all the homes to make room for my theme park. No, it's not like I can just open up the theme park with plots of land that are free. Nope, I gotta tear down the youth center. Or here's I have made service at this restaurant better and can make quite a bit of profit leasing my robots out to this place, but nope, this is all just so I could get petty vengeance. And this is Eggman's flaw. Like, he is an extremely petty individual, which kind of makes sense because he's evil. He is a villain. So every time you can't, with this kind of show, it's a comedy-centered cartoon. Like yes, real life logic would dictate that all he has to do is X, and he would actually be quite happy. But then that would not lead to cartoon villainy, and this is a vessel for cartoon villainy. So yeah, the only flaw of the show is the universe that it has to inhabit. I imagine Ice King from Adventure Time would do something very similar. But, there was genuine character development and advancement here, especially for Dave the Intern. And like I said, Styx's I Told You So dance was just so adorable. They like that can be looped for hours on one of those super long YouTube videos, or just GIFed. I would totally get a GIF of that. Alright, so yeah, this episode did a great job at winning back some goodwill from last week's episode, and I say fantastic. Alright, so hopefully next week's episode will manage to do this just as good. This is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.